So one of the changes that we need to consider are that multiple choice items for revising and editing skills will now be present on grades 3 through 8 reading language arts integrated tests, not just in grade 4, grade 7, and our EOCs. We're going to see them throughout the grade levels. So here on the slide deck, you'll see a link that will take you to the TEA website that has sample writing items for you to pop open and see exactly what they might look like at that grade level. They're very similar to the revising and editing items that we've seen in the past. So this is a new skill set that we have not asked our students to show demonstration of on STAR and so many grades, right? But to support for grades 6 through 8 and English 1 and English 2, including English 3 and English 4, the Secondary Reading Language Arts Department has created convention progressions. So what they are scope and sequence of revising and editing skills broken down by unit. And the way you find them is by going to your control panel. So here's an example of grade 8 control panel. Scroll down to the instruction section and click on the conventions progression. And there you will see the full document. So unit 1, we've looked at all of the revising and editing skills and looked at what STAR likes to assess on grade 4 and 7 and extrapolated from there, though all of those skills in our standards are present. We've just kind of moved them in a way so that we can be assured that they would have been taught by the time STAR rolls around for these tests. So they're all placed there, and you can see that we have organized them by standard and then sub-skill. Because our standards are so big and weighty and include so many different sub-skills, we broke those out by bulleting from, like, for example, this 8D1 is all about complete complex sentences. Well, that might include simple sentences, avoiding fragments, simple sentences, and fragments, right? So some sub-skills for you to focus on. But then notice that 8D1 comes around again because we're not done with complex sentences. We'll go into compound sentences in Unit 2. In Unit 3, where's my 8D1? We might come back around to 8D1 in Unit 4, subordinating conjunctions and complex sentences, right? There's so much to do. So this will help you break apart what absolutely should be taught and gives you a logical sequence for teaching them. The hyperlinks you see here are linked to our amazing resource, No-Red Ink. So if you click the given link for 8D1, and you know that you might be starting off, say, with avoiding fragments, then you can come to No-Red Ink, make sure that you're logged in by logging in using your SAISD Google, and then find that standard. I'm looking for D1, so 10D1. And here's my standard. And then here you'll find the specific practice pieces that can help you. We said we wanted to talk about fragments here, so here's my specific practice that I can be assigning. So the idea is, here's my first unit of instruction. Forgot to talk about the No-Red Ink diagnostic assessment. We've linked for at least the first few units a diagnostic assessment that you can assign to your students that encompasses all the skills for this given unit. So they're around about 30 minutes, I think, give or take. And once you give that to your students, then you as a teacher will have the data to know, I don't need to start with simple sentences. My Lord, right? They've been learning that for a long time in their career. But maybe I've learned I need to go ahead and skip to compound predicates because that's where they had the most issues. So diagnostic assessment first, figure out what absolute skills your students need for Unit 1, and then we do our mini lesson so that students get to see what this convention looks like in real writing and then see me as the teacher revise and edit my own writing for this convention, and they get a little bit of practice with our support. and then we can ship them off to the no red ink practice that we saw over here. So we are building lots of resources for you to make sure that we're ready. Keep in mind, this shift isn't happening until 22, 23, but we're not waiting until 22, 23. We're going to go ahead and start teaching all these skills explicitly starting now.